This is something I've oddly refused to admit for a while, because growing up, I've always said my favorite Transformer was Bumblebee, just because, it's like the one the kids gravitate towards. And then a lot of the reason of characters that I love, I based off of just how cool they looked. So Soundwave and Shockwave were always up there as well, because they look cool as hell. But, personality wise, Starscream's always been the one that I've, secretly loved. And for some reason, I've just never given him his flowers. I've never put him top 3. It's always been Bumblebee, Shockwave, Soundwave. Then at some point, Shockwave was number 1. But recently, I've been kind of sitting and I've been like, every time Starscream gets a new figure, I'm always gunning for it. I love getting Starscream figures. Starscream's also one of the most fun ones to get as a figure, because Shockwave and Soundwave's alt modes are always cooked. But Starscream's the one that always has a cool alt mode. He always has a fun jet. And again, character and personality wise, he's the one I love seeing the most. And it really dawned on me. I was like, why don't I just admit what has been the truth for so long? That Starscream is my favorite Transformers character. And especially Transformers Prime Starscream, which we have in front of us. Transformers Prime, stating the obvious, the best Transformers show, one of the best pieces of media in Transformers. Generational when that dropped and I watched it. I remember my dad sat me down, told me to close my eyes, started playing the first episode, and was trying to have me guess what the show was. And then since then, watching it, loved every second of it. And Starscream was so great in it. I mean, all the characters were great, but Starscream, amazing. I feel like this design also is my favorite Starscream design, because I feel like it just captures his personality so well. And I never had any of the, bigger ones. I always grew up with the Legends core class, whatever they call that size now. And this was always my Transformers Prime Starscream growing up. I got the fuck-ass Beast Hunters one too, bro. I didn't even get the good one. Don't know what they were doing with Beast Hunters, but this was my Transformers Prime Starscream growing up. But, yeah, I grew up only getting, Legends class size figures, but now I'm an adult. That's child's play. I want the deluxes. I want the Voyagers. I want the leaders. And for some reason, they are just such G1 guzzlers, Hasbro, that they refuse to admit that making show movie accurate figures of other shows and stuff besides G1 would sell like crazy. Please, Studio Series, Transformers Prime had a movie. Just get to it. They did the gaming ones. Just do the... Oh my god, can we please, for the love of God, sorry, I'm getting a little heated here. Get modern figures of the Transformers Prime characters. You know that would sell. Getting, completely show accurate figures from Transformers Prime in the modern day Studio Series. Oh my god, that's money they're just refusing to do because they think the only thing people want is G1. It's not what we want. It's not what I want. I mean, I do like the G1, but Prime's my bread and butter. I'd be buying every single one of them. I'd be buying so many of them in a heartbeat. But anyway, today, after that long drawn out dramatic intro, but what other way to review a Starscream figure than having a long drawn out dramatic intro? I'm going to be reviewing the Transformers Prime, I believe it's called First Edition, Deluxe Class Starscream. Yeah. I don't even know why I bought him. I think, I was seeing posts in my feed of figures of Transformers Prime Megatron, and I was like, I kind of want to get, a proper, Transformers Prime Megatron. And while I was looking them up, others popped up. I saw Soundwave, and then I saw Starscream. And I was like, I kind of want to get them all. But I was like, I'm going to get Megatron first. But then I peeped that Starscream would arrive quicker. So I bought Starscream. And if you were looking at the community tab, thank you, by the way, I was updating on the figures because I did get Arms, Micron, Megatron, and they both arrived within 2 days of each other, which was amazing. But Starscream was the one I got first, and I high-key love him. I didn't know, because I'm not as familiar with the Transformers Prime, like, Voyager Deluxe class scale line, because I never owned any of them. I only owned Bumblebee, because of course, and I don't even think that, I don't believe it was like the first edition either. I believe it was a later edition, because I did end up rebuying it, and it's this guy right here, which I'll show for the comparison later, but he's kind of got like a auto-transforming gimmick anyway. Oh my god, this bug has been like harassing me the past like month, and it's annoying me. But yeah, I did find out after I bought him that there was a later release that was, I believe, a Voyager that I believe is more show accurate. But I don't know. This figure's got a lot of charm to him, which I really like. I was worried because he's an older figure and a thin figure, and I feel like he'd be finicky, but he's not as finicky as I thought. And he's really fun. Because again, Transformers Prime, just so peak, and Starscream in that show is amazing. I love him. I love his dynamic with Knockout. That episode that solely focuses on the Decepticons is one of my favorites, where they accidentally make the zombie and it's infecting the whole crew. I love it so much. And I love Starscream's design in this show. I feel like they captured his personality perfectly in the design, because G1 Starscream, it's a cool design, don't get me wrong, but I feel like it doesn't really capture Starscream. I feel like Starscream's such like a diva, such like this dramatic like showgirl, and I feel like that is very well captured with his look in the show. Very thin, very dangly, got like the little high-heeled feet, like these long creepy fingers. I feel like they really captured the essence of Starscream perfectly in this. And this figure captures him so well. Even though it's not perfect, I still really like how he looks. Bringing him in for a closer look, that head sculpt, I really like. He's got that little grin, which I love. And again, I love this design for Starscream. It looks so cool. Yeah, the colors are a bit more muted, and you don't really see like the cockpit nearly as well, but I just love it. Sadly, this is a little bent, but it looks so cool. Love the piercing red eyes as well. Got the Decepticon logo there, which looks really cool. This is first edition, which I believe, from the name first edition, released when the show first aired, so I don't believe it's 100% accurate, because he's got 3 missiles here. He doesn't have 3 missiles in the show, but still cool. And I like that they used the missiles to replace the null rays. I thought that was cool. Even though at that point, just give him null rays, because he's shooting 1 missile. But it's probably because their arms transform into guns, which this figure does not do. But again, he just looks really cool. And the kibble, surprisingly, isn't too bad. It's really just this cone, which, a little suspicious there, Starscream. And the little thruster, but I feel like that's kind of cool, because then it looks like he could just fly. Because I know some G1 characters just fly, and the Seekers make sense, but it looks like it could work here, because he's got a little thruster here. And then again, coming to the feet, got the very spiked knees, and then the boots, not boots, but like the high-heeled look there. Because Starscream's always had the high-heeled look, like bringing in the siege. It's prevalent here, but I feel like they really made it known here, which I love. Again, I just love this Starscream. It would be interesting to see him in more like Starscream colors, but I don't know, I like the navy blue and gray a lot more than the bright blue and red. Again, it would be cool to see. And it also is interesting because they do end up having a more like G1-esque Seeker design with like the twins. Jetstorm, I want to say Jetstorm. Probably not it. Because they were originally looked like... The bug is near me again, and it's making me mad. I'm scared it's going to fly at my face. Anyway. I've lost my train of thought. It's not Jetfire, but something like that. Because I heard originally it was going to be Skywarp. But then they changed it last second. If you know Transformers Prime, you know the character I'm talking about. Anyway, there's a chance I could get the Beast Hunters version of that figure, but I don't know if I care for the character or that figure enough. Because the comic shop I'm near has... That's the only Prime figure they got, and I'm kind of deciding if I should get it just because it's Prime. Anyway, it is funny that they do have a more, like, G1 accurate, like, Seeker character. So then when you have Starscream next to him, it looks so goofy. But again, that design wouldn't have worked for Starscream. Like, this is such a Starscream design, and I feel like they just, again, nailed his character so well. And again, this figure looks great. Love the wings in the back. But yeah, this video is just me absolutely glazing Starscream, by the way. And I'm debating on whether or not I will do a full review on the ARMS Micron Megatron, because I don't like him nearly as much as the Starscream. And I got the one upscaled deluxe knockoff coming in the mail, so I might do like a double video on that, which will also just be glazing Transformers Prime Megatron, because that's my favorite design for Megatron as well. But yeah, articulation-wise, he's got a ball joint at the head, decent articulation, can rotate ball joint here, and then you got a hinge, so you can kind of get up as well. Rotation, single jointed elbow. Oh, that came off. Is there a rotation there? No, but you also can get a curve in here. That's more for transformation. And then wrist moves in and out, again for transformation. He does have a waist joint, which, again, more for transformation, but most Starscreams don't have. Ball joint, ankles, thigh rotation, but also the ball joint rotates. Single jointed knee, and then these move, which help, but also, again, is kind of for transformation, but does help him stand. And again, not to drag Thundercracker, because I've dragged him enough in his video. This is how you hide the hollowness on a figure. By the way, so Voyager class and this is a deluxe class. I don't know if this was just big for deluxe class back then, but why are they the same size? See, but this is how you hide the hollow bits. You do it on the inside leg. You don't do it on the back of the leg. That really annoys me. Anyway. Comparison time. Almost forgot this. And we'll get into the transformation. We'll see how this goes. It's been a couple days since I transformed him, but he's not too difficult. I think I got every Starscream figure I own, so we're gonna be running a lot of Starscream for this next comparison. Forgot to grab a Marvel Legends. Grabbing the first one I can find. So Marvel Legends and a Black Series scale comparison. Here he is next to Phase 2 Clone Trooper and Iron Man. So he's like level with him, but he towers. And then for some bigger comparisons, here he is next to the Fonjoy. I think that's the company's name. I gotta remember. Superman, because I don't want to bring out the McFarlane figure, because that one's inferior. And the NECA TMNT Shredder. Again, two of my favorite childhood animated villains from my favorite childhood animated shows right next to each other. Hype as hell. But Shredder's Megatron level, not Starscream level. Speaking of Starscream, let's just whip them all out. Starting with the small ones. So I was like, I had them all out because I did just compare them all to have a nice group picture of all my Starscreams, and I was like, why not bring them all out for comparison? Here are these tinier guys. This boy right here. Bringing in some bigger ones. Here is the Earthrise and Siege War for Cybertron figures. The movie Starscream, which I'm glad they didn't... I do have a soft spot for this guy because I just love this figure, but I'm glad... Because Prime did take a lot of influence from the movie designs Thank God they dodged Starscreams with a speeding bullet, because this is a very strange Starscream design. But again, I do really like that figure, so I give it a pass. And the Thundercracker, because they haven't made a Starscream yet for the Studio Series. And animated, because the only animated figure I have is of Starscream. And finally, the only Transformers Prime figures I have that can go with him: Arms Micron Megatron, which again I don't really care for. I can't wait to get the other one. And this Bumblebee, whom I also hope to get the first edition of. So yeah. Hella Star. Oh! I technically have the blockies. And you know what, since the last bit I made was a blockies, let me just whip the Starscream out, because I have them all right next to me. Where's the Starscream? Where's the Starscream? The Transformers 1 Starscream looks really cool. Anyway, let's get to the transformation, because this transformation actually isn't that difficult. It's kind of fun. Let's just see if I remember it. First off, what we're going to do, we're going to take these off. We're going to plug them back here. They're nice, rubbery, stay on pretty well. Then we're going to rotate the hands in, and then bring this out. You know, nice and easy. Then this is on a sliding thing. It's a little scary, especially for the age and how thin it is, but you're going to just slide that down, because then you're going to want to line it up with this. Get the grays lined up. Again, little nervous, but it does look like it's sturdy and will hold. Then you're going to want to angle it up. Do we want to angle it up yet? Yeah. Then we're going to bring the head up, bring that back a bit. And this is just all going to pull out, because then you want to fix his posture, right? And then you're going to bring the head up, make it look up, because then it's going to go into the chest, and it's going to look like something like this. Again, you're going to want to bring these up now. Just going to rotate this, get that looking like that. Then here, going to bring these together. Bring this out, rotate this around. This is going to hinge up and go in between here. There's a tab here, hole there. Just going to tab all this together. It's going to look something like that. Then you're going to bring this up. It's going to go over the hands there. And then you got most of the jet complete. You're going to curve these up. They're going to peg in there. Nice and easy. Then the legs. Gonna bring this spike down, bring this spike down, bring these in, right? Yeah. Then gonna pull this forward, rotate it. That tab that came out is gonna go into there. Come on, come on. Then there's a tab here, it's gonna go in the thigh. Then there's a tab down here, it's gonna go into the foot, like so. Like so. And there you have Starscream in his jet mode. Not too bad. Not the greatest jet mode. Looks, like most jet modes, looks decent from the top. Looks abysmal from the bottom. Really thick and chunky here. But, again, what do you do? Now I'm going to quickly try to transform the tiny one, because that's the only one I'm going to compare it with. I am not transforming a shit ton of figures for this video. It is like 2 in the morning. I got work tomorrow. I just wanted to get some videos out, because if I don't record them, it's going to be another like month-long span where there aren't any videos, and I'm going to feel bad. But yeah. Enjoy looking at him awkwardly on the ground for the next 10 seconds while I get this guy finished. There we go. But yeah, again, not too bad, especially for the first edition. I feel like Starscream's jet, I don't really remember what it looked like, but this is pretty accurate, I would say. The other one is probably more accurate, but hey, it is what it is. Again, not too bad, all things considered, especially for the age. It's an older figure. Believe, damn, how It's got to be like 15 years old, right? Because when did Prime air? Is that like 2010, 2011? Because that was around like Clone Wars. And then the TMNT as well. But again, it gets the job done. Looks pretty cool as well. Here he is next to that core class one. Looks like two completely different jets, I can't lie. We'll see which one is more accurate. What does that mean? What does that mean? What do I mean by that? What I mean, we'll see. What? We're going to whip up the episode and see anyway. Again, debating, I probably won't buy the other one because I do like this guy. But who knows, maybe I will go for that other Voyager one and we'll see what it's like. But I do really like this guy. And again, the transformation's fun, it's nice, it's simple, and you get a pretty solid jet mode and a really fun robot mode. So I'm going to untransform him while... See, this is a video that's a little awkward because since it's not a recent figure, it's like... Because usually at the end, I'm like, I give my final thoughts and if I recommend the figure. But it's like, he's not readily available on the market. But I do really like him. So if you can find him for a decent price, which is a tad bit difficult because... And again, this makes me mad why they could easily be making bank because Transformers Prime characters... and animated for that matter, are so popular and in demand, and I feel like the lines were still good, but like, since those toy lines were so good and actually made quality figures, that just makes the figures even harder to get. What am I doing wrong? Gotta collapse it first, then bring his head in, there we go. But since those toy lines, I think actually, from what I have seen and heard, and from my memory, had actually really solid figures, and are decently regarded in the fan base, it makes those figures harder to come by. So then newer fans who might want like a Transformers Prime, Optimus Prime, or Starscream, or if you're like me and you grew up and you didn't buy these versions of the figures, you bought the tinier ones because you were a kid, and that's the best you could do, because bigger Transformers made you frustrated, and because you just couldn't transform them. Suddenly, you're dropping like $60 per figure to try to get them all in your collection. So that's why I'm like, they could so easily do a Studio Series Transformers Prime line, and I know it would sell. Because they got the movie. So I'm like... But like first I feel like they have it in their mind that they have to make everything G1 and they can only do G1, which sucks. Because again, this is a really fun figure and I'd love a more modern take on all the Transformers Prime figures. Again, to actually have Prime figures on the market that you don't have to drop like $60 for. But no, they want G1-ified versions of these characters. Like, nobody wants a G1-ified version of Bulkhead from Transformers Prime. They just want Transformers Prime Bulkhead. Anyway, it's my rant with modern Hasbro and modern Transformers. Oh my god, I forgot two comparisons. Thank god he's in the robot mode. Which is ironic, because one of these is technically the same Starscream. Forgot Bumblebee movie Starscream. And... War for Cybertron Starscream. Oh, his feet aren't out. Because technically these are the same character, right? Because it's from the aligned continuity, which was barely a continuity, because I feel like they all contradicted each other. But technically speaking, this Starscream and this Starscream are the same Starscream. Again, they made these. You're basically there. Just do it. Come on. Literally, I'm not even joking. I would buy every single one of them. Like, I'm currently dropping an absurd amount of money to get all the Prime figures. I've got this guy $60, Megatron was $60. The other Megatron I got was like $40. Optimus Prime was $70. They're bleeding me dry. The Soundwave was also $60. I can't do this. I don't make that kind of money, but I want them because it just brings me so much joy. Oh, I love him so much. But yeah, if you can find him, highly recommend him. He is a really fun figure. I really love him. And especially after the ordeal I went through with the Studio Series 86 Thundercracker, it's nice to get a really fun Transformers figure in hand. He is a pain to transform. I hate it. Oh my god. I even tried to give him the benefit of the doubt, and I was like, you know what, after the video, like a day after that video, I was like, let me transform him again. And I got so mad. It's such a frustratingly annoying transformation. Purely because nothing holds in together. Anyway, just watch the video if you want to see my thoughts on that. But yeah, definitely recommend the Starscream. I absolutely love him. And if I remember to do a top 10 list of the year, he might appear in it. I didn't do one for last year, and I feel like it's too late to do one. But, you know, maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. But yeah, like, subscribe, check out my previous reviews. Definitely expect a lot more Transformers Prime figures. Unless this video flops, I will still probably do them because I love Transformers Prime. But yeah. Hopefully y'all have a wonderful day, and hopefully y'all lives go better than Prime Starscream. I feel like, granted, in the end he got off decently scot-free compared to some of the other Decepticons. Could have ended like Megatron. But yeah, I also know he reappears in RID with a more G1 design. Might try to track that figure down as well, because it looked cool. Despite RID, I kind of gave up on it after Megatronus, so I never really got to Starscream's appearance, but it looked cool. But yeah, again, love this figure, love Starscream. Please, Hasbro, please, I beg. Anyway, peace.